The divergence of the vector field x minus y I plus y minus zj plus z minus xk is. Now let us consider the given function as some f. F is equals to x minus y I plus y minus z j plus z minus x k. Now we have to find the divergence of this function. So which is nothing but del dot f, which is I into dou by dou x plus j into dou by dou y plus k into dou by dou z, dot product of function, the given function, which is x minus y into I plus y minus z into j plus z minus k, z minus x into k. If I find the dot product, it will be 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is 3. So the given option is D. X is a uniformly distributed random variable that takes values between 0 and 1. Now we have to find the value of e of x cube. So as the given interval is 0 to 1, so the integral will be 0 to 1. And the function is e of x cube, so the integral function is x cube dx. Now if we integrate, it will be x power 4 by 4 between the limits 0 and 1, which is nothing but 1 by 4 minus 0, which is 1 by 4, option C. The characteristic equation of a 3 by 3 matrix P is given as lambda cube plus lambda square plus 2 lambda plus 1 is equals to 0. Now we have to find the inverse of matrix P. Now the given characteristic equation is lambda cube plus lambda square plus 2 lambda plus 1 is equals to 0. And we know that every matrix will satisfy its characteristic equation. So even matrix P must satisfy its characteristic equation. So if we substitute lambda as P, then it will be P cube plus P square plus 2P plus I is equals to 0. But we need to find the value of P inverse. So in order to find P inverse, multiply P inverse on both sides. So it will be P inverse of P cube plus P square plus 2P plus I is equals to 0, which can be written as P square plus P plus 2I plus P inverse is equals to 0. That implies P inverse is equals to minus of P square plus P plus 2I, which is nothing but option D.
To calculate the static indeterminacy for this portal frame. So we know the static indeterminacy represented by n, that is going to be 3 into m minus j plus r minus f. 3 members of 5 joined 6 plus 7 minus 1, that is equal to 3. So option B is correct. As it is a direct question, the moment of inertia of an area with respect to which axis will be least. Least moment of inertia is going to be with respect to central axis. So option D is correct. In a solid circular shaft, the ratio between maximum shear stress and maximum normal stress is going to be 2. Option C is correct. Yes. The statically determinate structure is going to be 3-hinged arch. So option C is correct. The question is, compared to mild steel, the steel used for pre-stressing of concrete beams it must have higher proof stress and same modulus of elasticity. The options which shows the correct answer is D, higher proof stress and same modulus of elasticity. So option D is correct. In this question, a single rolling load of 10-ton rolls along a girder of 20-meter span. The absolute bending moment we have to find out. The absolute bending moment for a girder with a 10-ton roller is with a span of 20 meter is 50 ton per meter. It is in negative direction, so minus symbol is going to be there. Option C is correct. So in this problem we have to find out the uniformity coefficient of the soil. What is uniformity coefficient? Cu we can represent. It is going to be D60 by D10. In the question, D60 was given as 0.0075 mm and D10 effective size of the particle was given as 0.0025. So it is going to be 3. So option D is correct. Here the question is, as per IS classification, a fine grained soil is highly compressible if its liquid limit is more than dash. So we know the graph between liquid limit and plasticity index. We are going to have a curve and we are going to differentiate the high compressibility and low compressibility zone. So here it is at 50%. So on option C is correct. Question is how to find out the shear parameters in a situation that the upstream slope of an earthen dam during rapid drawdown. How we are going to find out? Definitely we have to find out the pore pressure measurement. The option D and B are consisting of pore pressure measurement, and it should be consolidated and drained. Drainage should not be allowed, and it should be consolidated. So consolidated undrained test with pore pressure measurement test has to be done, and the shear parameters from those tests can be utilized for analyzing or checking the stability of an upstream slope. So option B is correct. The Fels rule is going to give the group efficiency of a pile group. He has proposed for four different cases. One is of equilateral triangle with the 3 piles. One is a square with 4 piles. One is with 5 piles. One at the center. Here for the question is for 3 pile group forming an equilateral triangle. If it is an equilateral triangle, by using Fels rule, this is going to be 14 by 16. The efficiency is 14 by 16. So option B is correct. To choose the minimum depth of foundation for sands and clays as per BIS code. So we have to choose it in such a way that the sands are going to have the less settlement and the clays are going to have more settlement. So the minimum depth of foundation required for sand is going to be low and for clay is going to be high. So option C and D can be ruled out from these four options. In this, as per BIS code, the 80 centimeters and 90 centimeters are minimum depth of foundation for sands and clays. So option A is correct. The distribution in a triangular channel is triangular. The moment correction factor for this triangular channel is 1.33. Standard question. As it is a direct question, the drag force on a very small sphere falling in a very viscous fluid varies as the first power of velocity. So option D is correct. Routing uses the equation of continuity only. So option C is correct. The turbine that is best suited to work as a pump also in a pumped storage plant is Darius turbine. Option D is correct. Of coagulant needed in the water treatment plant is directly related to the turbidity that is present in the water. So as the amount of coagulant that is needed is going to, the turbidity of water is going to increase, then the amount of coagulant needed is going to increase. So increase in turbidity of water is going to increase the coagulant needed. So option B is correct.